All right, here we are with five-star, now Clemson commit, Rahshaun Smith. Shaq, when did you know for certain when it was going to be Clemson?
I would have to say, I knew for certain after all of my officials was over. After my last official at Clemson, you know, it's kind of hard for me not to commit on my last official at Clemson. You know, on my last official at Clemson, I did sign my FAA papers then. You know, so I've been signing. You know, I've just been keeping it, you know, on the low and, you know, trying to keep everybody, you know, guessing.
How close was it between maybe was it LSU, was it Auburn? Who was the second school?
Before Coach Muschamp left Auburn, it was definitely, you know, a big race with them, and it was a tie between LSU and Auburn. You know, they were both good schools, both great educations. My mom felt comfortable at both schools, you know, so it was definitely a hard process for me.
What is it about Clemson? Why Clemson?
You know, starting with Coach Sweeney, you know, he's a playing coach, great coach. You know, all I hear from my teammates now is, you know, he's a great guy, and from what I've seen, he's a great guy. Coach Venables, you know, is a player's coach. You know, he's going to coach you hard, but he's going to develop you. You know, I feel like he's definitely going to develop me to my best potential.
Your family says they didn't really know. What is it about your personality that you like to keep things kind of close to the vest?
You know, I definitely have to give a huge shout out on that one to Corey Robinson. You know, the way he's groomed me and prepared me to the man I am today, and, you know, helped me become this man. You know, it's not like everybody in your business. You know, because that's when words get twisted up, or, you know, things that you didn't say. You know, a lot of stuff happens, and you know, in today's world. You know, so I definitely thought it'd be best, you know, to keep everything low key.
When did the Clemson coaches, were they surprised, or did you let them know beforehand?
Clemson coaches, they've been new.
Was it one of those things that you were a silent commit, they kind of knew, or were they having to wait on today?
The way that went, you know, when I decommitted, I told them that on that same day when I decommitted, you know, I feel like as of right now, I'm still coming back to Clemson. You know, I just want to be able to live through this whole process and, you know, be able to go and take all my visits. You know, but if I still feel comfortable at the end of the day, you know, that I'm coming back to Clemson. And on my last official, you know, I told the guys, you know, that I was coming back.
Did you watch the Orange Bowl and tell me about the play of the defense and the linebackers in that game?
Man, of course I was very tuned in to the Orange Bowl. You know, it was a great game, great defensive game. You know, I know I have family in Oklahoma, Charles Tapper and the Will Johnson and Zach Sanchez, and as well as, you know, Clemson. You know, I know the Shaq Lawson, J. I know maybe Clemson as a whole team. You know, and you know that whole week I was getting texts from both of the guys. You know, from both different teams, like, you know, you better get your boy, and you better get your boy from this team. You know, it was a lot of rah-rah. You know, so I was glued to the TV from the time the game started, and, you know, it had me on the edge of my seat. It was one of the best games I think I've seen all year, you know, from any college football program.
Now the Tigers are in the national championship. Do they have a shot against Alabama?
I mean, they're the only undefeated team in college football. I mean, what kind of question is that?
Thank you so much, ladies. Baby.
Hey, my little bro next right here, man. He next right here.
Got Jamias Williams jumping in the picture here. Jamias, any chance you can follow Shaq to Clemson?
Hey, maybe. Clemson's still my top school, though. Maybe.
What is your message to Clemson fans right now?
You know, I'm all in, and y'all will see me soon. I'm early enrolled, and when I get there, you know, I'm gonna give Clemson and the fans, you know, my best effort, and we gonna turn around and do it again next year.
Outside linebacker or Mike?
You know, talking about Coach Venables, you know, our freshman year, you know, I'll go in and you know, get my feet wet playing Will, then I'll come in my sophomore year and move to Mike.
Fantastic.